Karen actually called 911 on me the very day my heavy steel medieval shields went up on the windows. The bright afternoon sun made the polished steel gleam like knight armor across my suburban house. I am Benjamin, a regular software engineer who just wanted peace after moving into this HOA neighborhood. My place looked fine until the board fixated on my old faded wooden shutters. Karen, the power-hungry president, sent me a formal violation notice demanding replacement within 30 days. She insisted the peeling paint ruined the entire community aesthetic and threatened fines if ignored. I sighed deeply while reading the letter at my kitchen table with fresh coffee in hand. Rather than buying plain boring shutters, I chose heavy steel medieval shields for durability and style. The custom pieces arrived in heavy crates that the delivery guy struggled to unload carefully. I spent the whole weekend bolting them securely to the frames with drills humming loudly. The metallic clangs echoed down the quiet tree-lined street as I finished the job. Karen screeched her luxury SUV to a halt when she spotted the finished medieval upgrade. She marched straight up my driveway with fury blazing in her eyes and voice. "What on earth have you done to your house, Benjamin? This is completely outrageous," she yelled. I wiped my hands on a rag and faced her with total calm composure. "These shields comply fully with the HOA durability rules," I explained patiently to her. She waved her arms wildly, refusing to listen and calling it a mockery of standards. The confrontation drew curious neighbors to their windows and lawns for a better look. From that moment, her campaign of relentless harassment began in earnest and never slowed. Karen stuffed my mailbox with daily complaint letters signed by her in bold ink. She spread rumors at the community pool that I was some unstable medieval fanatic. The social whispers made me feel isolated as neighbors suddenly avoided eye contact with me. I started recording every call and saving every email for my own legal protection. The overpowering scent of her sweet perfume always warned me of her surprise visits. One humid afternoon, she stood on my lawn screaming into her phone about safety threats. She claimed the shields could be ripped off and used as dangerous weapons somehow. I watched from inside as sirens wailed closer and the patrol car pulled up. Two officers stepped out looking annoyed at the non-emergency drama Karen had created. She pointed dramatically at my house while telling them the shields scared local children. The taller officer listened skeptically, then turned to me for my full side of the story. I explained the faded shutters complaint and my perfectly compliant steel replacement step by step. They inspected the shields closely and found zero code violations or actual safety issues. Karen stood there stunned as the officers told her this was not a police matter. Her face flushed red with defeat, but that only made her double down harder afterward. She called an emergency HOA board meeting to rally everyone against my so-called eyesore. Her presentation overflowed with wild exaggerations about property values and community harmony being ruined. I attended quietly and presented printed evidence showing full compliance with every written rule. The other board members shifted uncomfortably, seeming tired of her endless focus on tiny details. Karen interrupted me repeatedly with snide remarks that cut through the tense meeting air. The session ended without resolution, but the first cracks in her control appeared clearly. I continued collecting evidence late into the nights, fueled by quiet determination and coffee. My printer hummed constantly as I built a thick binder of her every action and email. One evening, her frustration boiled over in a group email sent to the entire board. She wrote that she would make me regret crossing her even if rules got bent. That single sentence became the smoking gun, proving her abuse of power and threats. I highlighted it carefully and added it to my growing file of undeniable proof. I formally requested a special open meeting with the full board and all homeowners invited. The community center filled quickly with residents buzzing about the upcoming neighborhood showdown. Karen sat at the head table clutching her notes with white knuckles and fake confidence. I took the podium and laid out the full timeline using clear, organized slides. The room fell silent as I read her threatening email word for word aloud slowly. Gasps rippled through the crowd when the extent of her misconduct finally sank in. Board members exchanged shocked glances, realizing how far her personal vendetta had gone. I revealed instances of misused HOA funds and broken procedures she had committed repeatedly. The evidence stacked higher until the board called for an immediate vote on her position. The motion to remove her as president passed unanimously in a landslide decision. Karen stood up abruptly, her chair scraping loudly as rage and humiliation filled her face. She pushed through the crowd and stormed out of the hall without another word. A visible wave of relief washed over the entire room once the doors closed behind her. In the weeks that followed, the neighborhood breathed easier with kids playing freely again. My heavy steel medieval shields stayed proudly in place without a single further complaint. Neighbors waved hello warmly when they passed by my house on evening walks. I sat on my porch one quiet evening watching the sunset paint the sky orange. The gentle breeze carried the scent of fresh-cut grass and blooming jasmine across the yards. The only thing that truly faded in this whole ridiculous saga was Karen's iron grip on power. It felt deeply satisfying to watch petty tyranny crumble under its own weight at last.